We're learning a little bit more about the community sports in Quinte. David Foote here at Marianne Sills Park with Peter Gabriel of the Quinte Skyhawks, brand new football team coming to the region starting when, Peter?
2018. We're hoping to, right here on this field, launch our first game with our junior varsity team sometime in May.
Before we learn a little bit more about the team itself, tell us about the league in general and how this kind of came about.
Well, this has been a process for about 6 months now. We started back in late fall, just talking with a few of parents in the surrounding area. And then from there, the steam kind of got going in January. We made the phone call to Ontario Varsity Football League, and we knew that they were looking for new expansion franchises in Ontario, and we thought, hey, this is the time to jump on that. I've lived in this area for over 10 years, and it's been basically a dream of mine over the last 10 years to bring varsity football to this area. So as soon as we made that phone call, the process started happening, and we met with the president and the superintendent of the league, and they were open arms, and basically it was just paperwork after paperwork getting to this point now.
As it tends to be with something new like this. Tell us about the Ontario Varsity Football League. Where are the other teams? How often are you playing? That sort of thing.
Yeah, it's quite exciting because we're going to be playing teams, and Belleville being a smaller community, we get to go to larger centers. So it goes from as far east as Cornwall, as far as north North Bay, and all the way to Hamilton. The closest teams that we would probably have rivalries with would be Oshawa. We have to go to Ottawa as well, and a lot of teams in the surrounding area. There's 11 teams right now with expansions that are coming. I don't know who else is in the works, but it's an 11-team league right now, and I'm sure it's going to be expanding for next year in the very short near future.
You were talking before we started going here. It starts at age 14, goes up to age 19. The plan is to start with a junior varsity team first?
Well, that's the goal. That was the goal from day one. The problem with this small community, since we did our press release, the word's gotten out, and it's been overwhelming, the amount of from the community, from businesses coming on board financially, even to the parents and the coaches in the area coming on board. So we haven't said totally no to the senior varsity yet, but we just said let's see the interest to see what kind of level of commitment we have. But definitely for sure we are going to be having a junior varsity team come into the league next year for 2018.
Belleville's had kind of a nice little football history as far as the Belleville youth football goes, with the younger kids, and high school football is getting bigger around the area. This is kind of a nice little complement to that, I think.
Yeah, and if you talk to area high school coaches, I coach at Quinte Secondary as well, and I coach in the Belleville Minor Football as well. So if you ask area coaches and even area universities, we bring a lot of talent to Ontario. It's surprising the amount of talent that we have from Trenton and Belleville, and as far north as Bancroft all the way down to the county. So I believe that there is a rich heritage of football in this area, and we're excited to allow kids, and just from we have an interest camp tonight, and we have over 40 signed up already tonight just to come out, just to say hey. So we know that there's an interest in this area, and we just think it's going to continue to grow. And with the support of the Belleville Minor Football that we're a part of, and the support of the high schools in the area, I think it's going to be, I think the excitement's building already.
How would you rate the competitiveness of this league? This is rep football.
This is rep football. The exciting part about this level of football is it gives the guys, we have covered with hockey, we have it rugby, we have it with soccer, but for football, it gives the guys and gals, if they want to play, we're always open to that. But it gives them the opportunity to be looked at the next level. So this platform during the summer months allows scouts coming from other CIS places. So the good thing about that is we can travel to Toronto and play a team, and the scouts from U of T, McMaster, and that don't need to go far to see our players play. So it just gives them a better platform to be noticed. Not to say that they can't come to our area high schools, but the summer months are the times that they're recruiting, because at the end of the summer they're already busy in their season themselves. So for me, what I was really excited about, wins and losses are great, and to have a good season on the field, but what I'm really looking forward to is when we send our first alumni off to a university program because of Skyhawks football.
Before we get into how you came up with the name, the logo, that sort of thing, is this closer to a NFL rules or a CFL rules league?
All CFL. OVFL for grade 9 and 10. The only thing that's different is it's 4-down football still. Senior varsity is 3-down football. But as far as the rules go for 12 men on the field, all that, it's still CFL all the way.
Beautiful. So tell us, how did you come up with Quinte Skyhawks and the logo?
Sure. Well, we had a search committee that went out. We wanted, the biggest thing about naming this football team is we want it to be community based. We didn't want to call it the Quinte whatever, just take after a name branding from a CFL team or an NFL team. Mm-hmm. We wanted it something that was representing Quinte. So we came up with a lot of different concepts, from anything from the original Grand Trunk Railway to all kinds of things that were in this area. And then at one time we came around the table, and actually it was my wife that said, what about Skyhawks? And I haven't been in this community that long that I didn't even realize that Skyhawks was a representation of the military base with the parachute team. So it automatically rung with us, and from that point on, I started making the phone calls to CFB Trenton, got in contact with Captain John Hart as the team leader of Skyhawks. We had a bit of a scare during the process because I didn't realize that all their stuff is copyrighted by National Defense. So we had to go through a number of hoops and a number of logistical paperwork to get approval. But just about a month ago, I got a letter from Department of National Defense saying that they are in agreement with us and they're allowing us to use their name. So the cool thing about that is with that letter from National Defense, and in the letter it says, always tell your boys, always tell your coaches, always tell the family that you are wearing a product of Canadian National Defense. It's not yours, it's on loan, and we're allowing you to use it. So when that all came through, that's how the name came. And then from that, I got to meet Captain John personally. He came to our press release, and they're excited about being a part of this. So we wanted to call it Quinte because it's all regions. We have a really big region that we live in. And second of all, to have the association now and the partnership with Trenton Air Base, specifically with their parachute team, is pretty, for us, it's exciting. And every time we've gone to the city or gone to communities or gone to certain things, when they see that attachment, they really want to jump on board. And those guys, there's like 17 or 18 of them that jump, and they're all excited about being a part of what we're doing. So we're looking at next year opening game, having them drop down in being a part of that. So we want this to be a really strong military emphasis part of our program. That's why in our uniforms we have military camo, we have the Canadian flag that represents their parachute, and of course their Skyhawks across the front.
Is there a plan to sell tickets or anything like that for games, or will the public just be able to come out and watch them?
Yeah, we'll be probably selling. We're going to try to create. Our goal is try without the. We're trying to create a tailgate atmosphere without the obvious. Right. We're trying to create that family. So what we're going to try to do is not just have a football game. We're going to try in this area, try to produce like a fun day for the family. So if the game was at 4, the festivities would start at 1. My wife and I run a nonprofit organization, so we have competitive hip hop. So there's going to be halftime shows. We're hoping to have a mascot by then. So it's not just a football game. We really want the community to come in and come and be a part of it. And not only for the teams that are coming from Toronto and Ottawa, we want to be a strong representation to say, wow, you guys need to come to this game because it's not just about football, it's about family.
So much focus on player development and then a side focus on entertainment. If people are interested in finding out more, either as players or fans, how can they do that?
There's a few ways. We are developing our website as we speak, so there's just a frozen page, a static page, but it's www.nolimitsfootball.ca. You can email me anytime, info@nolimitsfootball.ca, and we're on Facebook at No Limits Football. So under the No Limits Football, we have our Skyhawks program, and we're really excited because next month is our second season of our Quinte Touch Football. Right. So we're all about, I'm just about football. I'm not a hockey dad, I'm a football dad. And we have football at our nonprofit organization from 7 years old all the way up. So my goal was dreaming about doing this is that once a kid touches a football at 7, if it's something that he loves, he'll follow that all the way through to varsity and maybe someday make the CFL the next level.
Yeah, like we said earlier, a chance to really open some doors for some kids here.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's all about. My wife and I, our philosophy about our organization is simply we want to provide opportunities that are not available. I'm not going to start a hockey league or do this, a soccer league. We wanted to provide something in the community that just was not readily available, and giving kids the opportunity to say, hey, there's another sport, there's another thing that you can try. And not to say that it's like anything, you can try soccer and love it. You can try football, well, maybe it's not for you, but we wanted to have that opportunity and give kids the opportunity to try.
We're certainly looking forward to seeing what the program can offer, and looking forward to kickoff in 2018.
Yeah, we wanted to plan a good year in advance, but boy, oh boy, now we're into less than a year. So we are definitely excited. I can't imagine when the clock strikes midnight on 2018, how things are going to rev up quickly. But the community's excited, we're excited, and we're really sensing a strong buzz within the community for parents and athletes that want to get on board.
Can't wait. Thanks so much for this.
All right, thank you for the opportunity.